Hey everyone, it's Ash. Today I decided to do a video on Tractive. This is a cat and dog, really any animal, tracker that works in cell phone service. It sort of kind of works off Wi-Fi as well. Wi-Fi works better for like saving battery and everything, but if you're not in like a Wi-Fi that like you trust and everything, then you use the cell phone service, which it does automatically. Like you don't need to do anything other than like during Wi-Fi you'll need to like connect it, put like the password in. I don't know, I haven't done it in like a couple months, so I have no idea. This is the best tracker that I have found. I used an AirTag for Luna for about a week, and then while waiting for the Tractive. I have a lot of anxiety, and the fact that I can just use this, it gives me so much peace of mind. I don't have to worry about anything, and it's the best purchase I've ever had. Now, I'm not sponsored or anything, but this is the best purchase that I've made for my dog ever. I love this. I highly recommend anyone who's scared of their dog running away or anything to get one. I'm not sponsored or anything, no one's paying me. I bought this with my own money. I pay for the subscription for myself, like by my own money, but I just love this. I can't say any more. Like I'm so happy that I've gotten this. I highly recommend it for anyone who's thinking about it, just to get one. Just try it out, and if you don't like it, stop paying for it or give it to a friend or something. I'm not really sure, but I love this so much. It is waterproof. I'm not sure the depth, but dogs don't really go underwater, they just like stay on top. But I've never had a problem with it like being like buggy or anything. Luna has gone through pools, creeks and everything. It's never fallen off or anything, but it is waterproof, which I like because I don't have to worry about it like having to take it off like to give her a shower or to hose her down because she loves the hose, or for her to run into a creek or jump into a pool. Like she's perfectly fine, it can stay on her. I don't have to worry about it at all. I'm gonna start with the accuracy. It does have a hard time indoors. For instance, when it's in like safe zones without being on Wi-Fi, it will bounce in and out of saying that she's in safe zone and then out of safe zone. No, that doesn't happen if she's on the way back to a safe zone. Like if she was out of a safe zone and coming back, it doesn't bounce back and forth. But if you're indoors, that's when it starts bouncing. I've gotten where she's like laying on my bed, and then I'll get a notification when it's not on Wi-Fi. I'll get a notification saying that she left, even though she clearly didn't. She's right next to me. That is something that happens, but only when it's in safe zones, not on power saving mode. I've never had that happen on power saving mode when it's connected to the Wi-Fi. I've never had it happen to the point where she just like, it just said she left even though she clearly didn't. For accuracy as well, it does take about a minute for it to tell you that she had left. So within like a minute or so, it does tell you where she left out of the safe zone. It does take about a minute, give or take, sometimes 30 seconds, sometimes a minute. I've never had it like never give me a notification saying that she left the safe zone. I have a safe zone at my house, my mom's house, and the dog park. Power saving both at my mom's and my house, but only a safe zone because the dog park doesn't have Wi-Fi. I don't know how accurate the activity or sleeps percentage is. The activity, I've never seen it like dramatically different. I mean, a minute or two or so, but I've never been it like she ran this many and it only says 5 minutes. That's never happened. The sleep percentage, I'm not sure how accurate. I've never like tracked my dog's sleep like on paper or anything, but I would say it's pretty accurate. I don't know how like well the percentage is, although I do like the idea of having the percentage to like look back. She ran this many minutes and she got this much sleep. It was very helpful, especially on the road trip from New York to Florida and Florida to New York and back and forth. I was able to look back to see how many times we had stopped, because the activity thing says like she got up, so you can track how long it really took you. That's not what it's like for, but that's what I used it for, as well as I was able to see how much sleep she got and how well she slept. It just goes off of like how calm she was, like if she moved, which is, you know, I know on the road trip she had a hard time sleeping in the hotel because it was for the first time, and also she had never been on a long road trip, and the first time she was on a road trip and a hotel was an 18-hour car ride. I felt so bad, but the joys of moving across the country. She got about 72% sleep, and I think she only slept a couple of hours, but on top of that she slept in the car most of the time, so it was a given. She did get up and go to the bathroom every couple of hours, but that is what it is. During the road trips, I got about a 2-day battery life out of this. That was only because we were out of complete safe zones. When you're on live, the battery kills it very often, but we weren't on live. We were just traveling like normal, like no safe zones, nothing. I could have put it on a Wi-Fi because my mom's car has Wi-Fi, but I didn't want to, just as I wanted to test the battery and stuff, because that was the whole reason why I got the Tractive, because I was scared that she was going to run away on a road trip or something. I don't know, unfamiliar environments. She's very well trained in everything, but I was scared that she was going to get out of my hands and into traffic or something. I'm not really sure, but I was scared that was going to happen. Therefore, I got a tracker. I have taken it into places that do not have good cell service, like Allegheny State Park. They say on their website that it doesn't work at all in bad cell phone service areas, but I haven't had a problem really. It bounced a little bit, but it wasn't like, oh my gosh, it says she's in the lake. Like, no, it was like, oh, it was like, she said she was 200 feet over there, and instead she's over here. And it's not like a massive difference. It's not like she's a mile away. It's just like she's a couple 100 feet that way, which is wrong, but it's okay. But I'm not sure how accurate it would be if you live in the middle of nowhere with zero cell phone service. I don't really know, because I live in a place that I live in a suburb, so I'm not sure how well. I mean, I've taken it to places that don't have good cell phone service, but it was fine then. I'm not really sure. I can't like guarantee that if you buy it and you have bad cell phone service that it's going to work, because obviously I have no idea. But it worked for me in bad cell phone service areas. Although it wasn't as accurate, it worked for me in bad cell phone service areas, but although it was accurate, it did bounce a little bit, but it wasn't like dramatic, like a mile away, or like a half a mile away, or a quarter mile away. It was like a couple 100 feet, which for a tracker that's constantly being a couple 100 feet off is a big difference. I don't know, I've never had a big problem with it. I love it. The battery life on this is immaculate. During the road trip, when it was constantly moving, I got 2 days out of it that wasn't using any live features. But even then, 2 full days of traveling with one battery is amazing. I could have charged it in the car because it has just a normal USB with a weird connector. It just connects, it's magnetic, and then there's a little latch right there that it clips onto. I could have plugged it in the car or in like outlet or something, but I wanted to test how well I could get and how far I could get. It stayed alive for the full 18 hours. It was perfectly fine. In power saving modes, in the power saving mode, in the Wi-Fi mode, I got a full 14 days out of this, and more, but for 14 days is like, full 14 days is like standard for me. On their website they only say 7 days, which 7 days for a tracker is still pretty good. But because I was in power saving mode and safe zones, it stays, like, it saves the battery life. Because I have a power saving mode at my house, my mom's house, and the dog park is a safe zone because it has no Wi-Fi over there, obviously, because it's a dog park. but I've been able to get 14 days and longer. But that was because I was in Wi-Fi areas. I know for sure that if I wasn't in Wi-Fi areas, I would not be able to get the full 14 days. I'd probably get a week. If I was doing road trips fairly often, I'd be charging it probably every night. I often don't let it go underneath 50%. If it was going to go underneath 50%, I would charge it that night. Very close, because if she was to get out, I don't want to, that means I only have about a day before I have to, like, the tracker's dead. So I don't let it go underneath 50%. I understand that if I continuously do that, it is killing the life in this, but I would rather pay another 50 bucks. Well, I paid 30 because it was on sale, but another 50 bucks for one of these, and on the top of the subscription, which I'll talk about later. But I'd rather pay another 50 bucks for one in like a year or 2 or 3, because I've had it for a year and a half and I've been charging it $2.50. I mean at 50. Like every time it goes below 50, I plug it in that night. By morning I wake up and it's finally fully charged. I don't know how long it takes to charge, because I just plug it in at night. You can probably look that up, I have no idea. But I know it doesn't take long, because I get a notification when you plug it in, and as well as you get a notification when it says it's fully charged. I've never had that be, like, I've never gotten a weird notification saying it was plugged in when it wasn't, or when it was fully charged or not when it wasn't. I don't know. I've never had that happen. I just use the basic subscription service. My sister has the premium subscription service. She's able to send her dog's like tracker thing to me, I think via email. We did it like a year ago, I can't remember. I think she's able to, I'm able to look at her dog's thing at all times. If I just click on the dog's name and there it is. She's not able to do it for me because I just pay for the basic. I don't see the value in paying for premium, because if someone was to need to get into my account, they would just need to sign into my Tractive account, and just then they would be able to get it. I prefer that rather than having a bunch of people know where I am at all times. I don't need that. The only problem with the subscription service is that if you have more than one dog, you have to pay per tracker per subscription. You can't like bundle trackers together and have one subscription service with 2 dogs. You have to have one subscription with 1 tracker. That's it. That really sucks if you have 2, 3, 4 dogs with a tracker that's paying like 30 to 40 bucks per month for a tracker for each dog. That is annoying, and I understand why they would do that, is because they don't want friends having 1 subscription and 10 dogs on an account. But it is annoying to the people who have more than 1 dog. The tracker has never fallen off. It has just these rubber attachments. This is the place where typically where you would pull it off, because it does have a tab. It's fairly easy to put on, just like that. It's never fallen off. It is completely waterproof. Luna has been through creeks and running through, like, on hiking trails and stuff. It's never fallen off. Well, not her specifically, but like, it's never fallen off. She runs through like bushes and stuff at my mom's house. It's never fallen off or anything. I've never even had one of these come off like that. I've never had it happen, let alone all 4 with it falling off. Even with jumping and running and everything, running through creeks, running through bushes in my mom's backyard, it's never happened. Jumping into the pool, it's never happened. It's never fallen off. It does have a competition leaderboard. Luna is the top of her friends every time, because there's only 2 of us. And Luna is a very active dog, and the other dog is not very active. She's a couch potato if you let her. And there is a local, and Luna's about 30 in the local, and then there is a breed, and then there is global. Luna's never been even close to top of either of the breed or the global. I'm not sure how some of these dogs are running thousands of minutes. Some of these are like 14,000 minutes a week, and that's 1,000 minutes. That's ridiculous. Never. I'm not sure how you would do that other than like 400 minutes per day, and that's a lot. You have a very energetic dog if your dog is running that much. It does have a live mode. I don't typically use the live mode. I've never really had to use it. I've never had to use it. I've used it just to check it out. There is a VR system that if you like put it into like Google Maps, it will like put you into like Google Maps, and you can like lift it up and it will tell you which direction they went to. It'll also do it if you're just in like 2D. But if you like lift it up, it will tell you they went this way and they're like 200 feet this way, or like whatever. Obviously, if there's a road, you have to follow the road. You can't just like run straight. Please don't get hit by a car. Hopefully your dog won't either. But I like the fact that it will tell you this is the general direction, and also it will show you the roads to get there. I really like that. The live mode though really kills your battery, so I would only use it if you have to use it. I would look at the live for maybe 5 minutes or so, and then put it away, like look at it, see where they are, have a general idea of where they are, close it again, and then go, because it does kill your battery very, very fast. It does have a sound component I would show you, but I'm using my phone. But the sound is not very loud. I would not be using that for like a tracking thing, as well as it has a light on here. The light is not bright enough either. They don't really work. They're not like a really big selling point for the tracker itself, simply because they don't work as well as you would think. They work if you like need them. The sound doesn't hurt the dog's ears, and the light is definitely not bright enough, in my opinion. But I guess I would not be, I guess what I'm trying to say is I would not be buying this for the sound or for the light feature. However, they are nice features to have in case the tracker itself gets lost in your house or something. I would not be using it if, like, I mean, the fact that you can look at your phone anyway, you don't really need the light and sound anyway, but if you were to somehow, I don't know, it is a nice feature, it's just not a selling point. I don't really use this feature either, but there is a heat map of your like history of your dog and where they spend the most time for 24 hours. It refreshes every 24 hours. Well, not refreshes, it goes like, I guess like by minute or something. But it shows you where your dog mostly spends his time. That would be nice, because dogs, when they get out, they typically go to a space and just like stay there. They don't just like keep running in circles. They just like find a place to stay and like den down and just like stay. So if your dog was to get out into the middle of the woods, hopefully you have cell phone service or like enough service for the thing to work. But they just like stay there, and then you would be able to like look at the heat map and be like, okay, in this general area, this is where it's staying. In this general area, and then you will be able to see, oh, this is the hottest area, this is where they spend the most time, and you'd be able to find them, as well as like the tracker part. I'm not really sure why the heat map is there if you can clearly see where the dog is, but it is a nice feature. As your dog leaves the geofence, your phone will give you a notification, especially if you push notifications saying that they left. I really like this feature because if your dog was to get out in the middle of the day, you would get a notification saying your dog left, and then you know you need to go back home and find them, or wherever the heck the dog is. I really like this feature because I'm scared at some point someone's gonna open a door and she's gonna get out. It's never happened, but I have a lot of anxiety, so it's a nice feature. I did have an issue twice now with my account not updating the activity and the sleep. The tracker worked fine, but the activity and sleep were not updating. All I had to do was contact customer service, and they did a personal update for my account, and it was worked fine. Sadly, one of these times was, of course, on Friday, night, and you can't get any customer service until Monday morning, so that kind of sucked. But the tracker still worked itself, but the activity and the sleep did not. That's all for today. Hope you like this video. Bye. Oh.